What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with my Walking Dead reviews of the rest of Season 6. I had actually originally decided not to do these, man. I kind of just wanted to watch the show and not have to worry about remembering certain things and analyzing certain things because I had to talk about it later. It's kind of like listening to music. Like, sometimes you just want to listen to music and not have to worry about, taking in certain details because you have to then review it later. So I was just going to not talk about the rest of the season and just watch it. But so many of you guys hit me up asking where the reviews were, so I decided last minute, hey, I'll jump back into it. But I'll probably do what I did with my Fear the Walking Dead reviews and just review them every other week because I just don't have time to do these every week. But yeah, so let's talk about it. Episode 9, yes, that was one of the best episodes we've had since that premiere where Carol saved everybody from Terminus. I love the way this episode started with Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham running into the group of Negan's people, and I thought that was actually going to go way worse than it actually did, but I liked the attitude of that main guy. He was a complete and total dick, exactly how all of us comic book readers expect Negan's people to be. But I thought he was going to kill Abe right then and there. I thought he was going to put a bullet right through that motherfucker's forehead, but my boy Daryl came through in the clutch with the fucking rocket launcher. Boy, that's my dog. Bruh, a rocket launcher. Daryl never ceases to reaffirm why we all think he's dope. A rocket launcher. He blew people up with a rocket launcher, man. And let's talk again about Negan's people right quick. Again, I really think they're rushing them into the show. There are so many story arcs that we can use right now. We still haven't even gotten used to the threat of the wolves, or we don't even really have them figured out yet. And there are so many other places that we can go with that group that I think it's a mistake entering another villainous group this early. But that's my 2 cents that I've given before, and I'm giving it again, so you'll probably hear me bitch about that again. Who knows? The episode picks back up where it left off with the mid-season finale. Well, it kind of does, because if you remember, with the mid-season finale, Sam was saying, Mom, Mom, as they were first entering the group of the walkers. But in this, they kind of rushed it and pushed it forward and made it seem like he didn't start doing it until after they kind of stopped and talked for a minute, which I thought was weird. I don't understand why they did it that way, but it wasn't enough for me to have major issues. But of course, since I read the comics, I knew what was going to go down, but I was pretty happy with how they had it play out. I couldn't stand little punk-ass, bitch-ass, punk-ass Sam. So I was glad to see him go, but god damn did he go out. It was bad enough that zombie caught his ass on the neck, but did y'all see that other zombie start chewing on his forehead? I don't think I've ever seen a zombie bite somebody's forehead like that. I don't know why that shit was so funny to me, but I was cracking the fuck up. And of course, if Sam goes down, we know that Jesse was going to go down too, and seeing Rick have to chop her arm off because, she had a hold of Carl, that shit was so real, man. The way they did all those flashbacks, I just thought that was a really well done scene. When Jesse's other son had his gun, he was pointing it at him, I knew he was going to shoot Carl. I was like, you know what? This is the part that we've been waiting all season for, but it was still crazy to see Carl turn around and have that hole in his eye. I was like, damn, bro, they really did it. The situation with the wolf and Denise was kind of annoying. I really wanted him dead. I thought him turning good, but Carol not knowing it and shooting him was a great end to his time on the show. But he was he was a really interesting character because I feel like we never really knew his motivations, even up until the point of him saving Denise. Glenn! His method of saving Maggie, I'm not sure that it was the most logical one, but he still went for it, and I can appreciate that. However, I just think it was a bit stupid. I get that he wanted to save his wife and his unborn child, but it seems like there could have been a better way to do that than what he did. My wife thinks I'm dead, and I finally return to show her, hey, baby, I'm alive, only to die right in front of her, saving her for some walkers. Come on, Glenn, really? That shit was just a bit too heroic for me. And now he's had 2 strikes. 3, and he's definitely out. But we'll wait and see what actually happens with Glenn, or if he keeps dodging these bullets. But when Sasha and Abraham showed up at the last minute to save Glenn, I was like, yeah, bruh. Oh, can we talk about how much I hate Morgan again? I fucking hate Morgan. He's rising up to almost to the level of like T-Dog and Tyrese hate. Like Morgan is right there, tickling the ass of Tyrese. He's really pissing me off. Carol is right. She should have killed his ass. So much of this shit is his fault. Him and his overly passive bullshit. Like, if he had killed those wolves in the beginning, they wouldn't have come back and attacked Rick. If he hadn't let those ones go, you know, they wouldn't have... Maybe they wouldn't have even come back and attacked the town. Like, if he hadn't have been protecting the main one, then he wouldn't have taken Denise. All this shit that Morgan keeps causing with his passive bullshit, he needs to die. Some people might find it hokey, but I thought this episode ended amazingly. That battle was just fucking incredible. Unrealistic, of course, but incredible. Rick and his team already knew what they could do. But seeing the punk-ass Alexandrians finally realize what they're made of, that they do have heart, that they can fight off these monsters that they've been afraid of for so long, I loved seeing that. And moments like these are what make this show great to me. Again, it's not always just about the zombies, man. It's about the people and how they react to this world, you know? Watching them progress, and sometimes regress, of course, but it's the change in the people that we get to watch that's the real point to this show. Now we get to episode 10, and in typical Walking Dead fashion, we get a fantastic episode followed by a fucking mediocre episode. While this episode wasn't bad per se, it was just drawn out a bit. Like, they could have had this as a side story. It really didn't need to be a full hour of Rick and Daryl chasing after Jesus. Jesus, yeah, the guy with the horrible fake beard. Yeah, just no. Of course, there's some major twist that happens in this episode, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But there were just a few things that I didn't care for with this episode. Starting off, of course, with their decision to, after finding the truck, they decide to pull over to get Denise some fucking Fanta or fucking orange Faygo or whatever the fuck that was, so she can effectively get freaky with Tara. Just fucking stupid. The way Jesus runs into Rick and takes his keys and Rick doesn't realize it, and he sets up the fireworks in the back of the building while they go to investigate. Jesus steals the truck. The way they catch him and tie him up and leave him on the side of the road. Then he somehow unties himself, runs after the truck, catches up to the truck, something that Rick and Daryl couldn't actually do, and then jumps on top of the fucking truck like some goddamn Ninja Turtle. And the hysterical way that they get him to fall off the truck by slamming off the brakes and he goes flying off, it's just stupid. Then the silly fight between Daryl and Jesus, they're all, ooh, you can't get me, oh, I'm gonna cut this way, oh, nope, I'm gonna cut you this way, I'm gonna get you this. No, man, it's just stupid slapstick bullshit. And, you know, the way the fight ends with Jesus getting knocked out and the truck rolling into the water, it's just such a, like, you know what I'm saying? That was, oops, let me do it again, hold on. Yeah, it was one of those kind of moments, and it was just didn't come off that cool to me. It just came off really fucking stupid. This supposed to be funny Three Stooges style chase, it just got annoying and boring really quickly for me. And not that I think the show has to be overly serious all the time, but glimpses of jokes here and there are totally fine. I just don't need damn near a whole episode of it. In other stories, we have the discovery that Spencer knows that Bruce Jenner, aka his mama Deanna, is still alive and a zombie wandering around in the woods, which was kind of a sad moment seeing Spencer have to put her down. We see Carl getting closer to Enid, who I'm starting to find really annoying, but that's okay. And it turns out that Carl's actually the one who finds Deanna and leads her back to Spencer because he feels like family members should kill family members once they become zombies, which I don't fucking see the logic in that at all, Carl. Like, why should a family member have to go through that? You know, you've already gone through the motions of your family member being dead, and then now you have to kill her once she's already died because now she's a zombie. So essentially, like, she's dying twice to you. So yeah, Carl, I'm not really seeing eye to eye with you on that one. Get it? Eye to eye? Eye to eye. Rick and Michonne, aka Rishon, I saw that from the beginning. The way the episode started with Rick, Michonne, and Carl all living in the same house, Michonne walking around in nothing but a towel, the way he gave her that playful dap on the way outside, bruh, I knew it. They finna fuck. When you give a girl that kind of dap, that means y'all finna fuck. You know what I'm saying? When she walking around with nothing on but a towel asking you, hey, bring me on some toothpaste, y'all finna fuck. Finna fuck. And they do. Great. I've been wanting Michonne to get laid for this whole fucking show. I'm not sure why. Her and Rick, I'm not so sure how I feel about that. Like, I don't know how much I like that idea. It seemed awkward and kind of forced to me a little bit. Am I the only one that felt that way? Like, I'm not hating on Rick's game because, you know, the sliding of the mints and then putting the hands, that was kind of some pimp shit. But I can't place my finger on what bothers me about these two. I have to really think about it, and maybe I'll get back to you guys later. But no, it's not the swirl. But the way it ended with the shot of Rick and Michonne in the bed with Rick's hand on that booty, I was like, yeah, boy, that's my dog, Rick. Bam, cuffing that ass. But Jesus being in the room like a fucking creeper, like, I can kind of dig it though. Like, I like Jesus' character, even if I think that his fake beard is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But I like the mystery he brings, and I'm interested to see what they do with him. Like, if they stay faithful to the comics from here out, because if so, I think we have some really interesting shit coming up. Overall, I thought it was an interesting first 2 episodes. Great first episode. Kind of, sort of, not that awesome, but not terrible second episode. And judging by the previews of the next one, it looks like it could be a little bit dry for a minute. But we'll see. That's it, guys. I don't really know what else to say. Walking Dead's back. Let's get this shit going. Let me know what y'all think. Put your comments in the comment section down there. And as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I will see you guys next time. Alright?